Hello, twinks and brunettes, and welcome back to a place we don't swing by very often, the downloads folder. The request I get the most for a video is to talk more about where I get my CC and what mods I use, and so I decided today was the day for that. I am not going to go through any of the back mods that I have. I will not go through any of the neighborhood details or anything. I use the exact things that Cindy Pleasant Sims was recommending something like 5 years ago that everyone who has not updated these types of mods are still using. So if you really want to go on her website, I don't fuck with Cindy no more, but go give the poor girl a couple cents by giving her clicks on her website. Like anyone, I have things in my download folder that I don't remember what they are. They are not named in a way that would clue me in as to what they are. So I'm keeping them just in case they're important files, because I don't know. So there's some of that, and we will just go past those. And as far as my templates and defaults goes, I have said many times what face templates I use instead of the game's face templates, but that's the question I get the most. Why do your Sims not look fucking ugly? It's because of those face templates. I use the lion's paw written like this default face templates. There's not a 21 and a 25 in that system, so I'm using the Celzi. You can Google that. Default face template, Sims 2, and then Lion's Paw or Celzi. You will find it. I feel nowadays that people, they don't know how to Google. They go straight to, can you give me a link? Can you give me a link? And it's like, do you know how many pieces of CC I have? If I had to give you a link for every single piece of CC I have, I would be at it all day. Just go on Google and look for it. I've personally done the work. I've looked for these things, I found them, and I put them in my game. Outstretched over many years. All this work put together was a couple days straight of looking for CC. I'm not going to get all of those links back to send to you, We are not doing that. I have a lot less defaults than most. I do not default all of my clothes or all of my hair like a lot of people do. So I'm gonna go down my list. I'm going to be as exhaustive as possible without going insane. I get asked about the hairs I use a lot. I get asked about the cars I use. I get asked about some of the clothes that I use. Though I don't use a lot of custom clothes, I will go through some of those today. I'm going to start with the hair because that's the most requested, where do you find all this? The answer is quite simple. It is a website called Tumblr. Maybe you've never heard of it. I find everything on Tumblr. The biggest category of hairs that I have is 4:2. So conversion of Sims 4 CC into Sims 2 CC. So it's taking the same style, I don't actually know how to do it. I don't think they can use the same mesh because the scale of the Sims 4 and the Sims 2 is not the same. I might be talking some shit right now. And instead of showing you one by one, because as you can see there are so many, instead of showing you one by one every single one of those hairs, I'm gonna show you how to get them, how to look for them. You will need a Tumblr account. We've been through this already. If you are trying to get stuff for The Sims in this year of our Lord, whatever year of the Lord it is, if you're watching this in the future, you are going to need a Tumblr. I'm so sorry. I know many people thought it was dead. We're going to go raw and vulnerable together, and I'm going to take you. All right, here's Tumblr, beautiful Tumblr. What I looked for is Sims 2 hairs. I looked for it in the tag section. So everything that comes up when I do this search has been tagged Sims 2 hair manually by someone. As you can see, there are multiple different tags you could use. You could use TS2 hair, you could use the Sims 2 hair, you could just say CC also. You could just look for TS2 CC or whatever, and you will find a variety of things, stuff that you were maybe not even looking for and thought you didn't need, but oops, it's downloaded now. There are a lot of posts like this, from very esteemed user Platinum Aspiration. Hello, I love you if you're watching this. They make great hair. This is my style. People call this clay. I call this beautiful. Not to shade on the people who go I don't know, fucking natural style, or I think the Sims 2, Sims 4, they call it alpha. God, that is the ugliest thing. But like in this instant, you have a set of all of those hairs that would be available to download, and you know it's Sims 2 because you looked for Sims 2. And what you can do is either download all of them, as in this post right now, or pick and choose. You could open Sims file share and like check the picture again and be like, okay, I liked Magnolia with the bow or whatever, and then you go and you look in this and you find Magnolia with the bow, and you click on it and you download it and you put it in your downloads folder, baby. It is that simple, and there's so much to choose from. I can be doing this for hours and it is an issue, but like you see, like all of those, exactly my style. Clay beautiful. I love the Katara hair. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. I also find that Tumblr is the best place to find hair for people with hair textures that are more coily, more curly. This is where I find all of my black hairs, my dreads, my braids, all of this stuff, because I find that on websites like the Sims Resource, or if you just look on Pinterest or shit like that, you're gonna find like the pin straight white girl shit. Now I play with human beings, and human beings come in all shapes and sizes and all types of hairs and no hairs also. Of course, there's going to be hair from like systems and styles that I don't vibe with. Like this is the type of hair that I vibe with a lot less. It's like individual hairs and it's trying to look realistic. No shade at all on the creator. I know there's a lot of people who prefer this vastly to the clay style. I'm glad we both can get what we want from this. You might also see this kind of thing like cloud system. There's the puppet textures, stuff like that. These are sets of hair textures that have been created by someone that then CC makers use to have something that's cohesive, to have different hairs that look like they were made from the same types of hair. So that in your game, if for example, you loved some hairs in the cloud system, then you can go and download exclusively stuff from the cloud system so that all your hairs have the same type of textures, the same types of colors, and everything is like harmonious. I don't give a shit about that. I download hairs that look good to me anyway. In real life, there are literally endless shades of hair that you can have. I don't need all of my hairs that come in blonde to have like the 4 same shades of blonde. I like to have variety. And now you see I'm kind of eating my words because this is more alpha, but look how good this looks. And there's also nothing that stops you from mixing it. If you want both clay and alpha in your game, be my guest, please do it. Do what you want to do with your game so that your game stays fun for you. I've tried for so long to play exactly the way that other people were playing because I thought it was the right way. Do what you want to do. And just because you think my Sims look good in my CC doesn't mean that when you actually get in your game and start creating your Sims, you'll like the way that it looks on your Sims. So be careful with that, because the specific look of my Sims is a mixture of the makeup that I use, the hairs that I use, the skin details that I use, the skins that I use, the eyes. All of that together creates a very specific look. And if you don't have all of the elements, then the hairs that I use might look off on your Sims, and your Sims might look better with alpha style CC. It's not a one size fit all. You have to shop for it. That's why I'm not always comfortable when people ask for like a list of all the CC that I use, because it's so personal, you know. It's so, for me, it's been so specifically cherry picked to what I like that I can't imagine there's a single person on earth who would like the exact same set of CC that what I have. Thank you. That's very pretty hair. Look at this. Look how pretty. I downloaded it. I also like to go on this specific Tumblr, the Sims 4 to 2 conversions. They don't update so often anymore, but they'll reblog a lot of conversions between games, whether it be furniture, clothing, hair. And I think if you go on the actual site, you can navigate by what you're looking for. So you can search hair and it will pull hair, you know. So these pages are pretty helpful. I use this one a lot. It's called sims4to2.tumblr.com. Shout out queen or king or neither, sovereign. Okay, let's go back into my folder now. I do think one thing that people will sometimes neglect is to get a little bit of everything for everything. They'll have like 100 hairs for females, a couple hairs for men, and then they'll be like, why are my Sims so ugly? Girl, you need beards, you need eyebrows, you need airlines, you need, like, give yourself a shot. If you don't really enjoy the style of the base game stuff or just the stuff made for the game, then unfortunately you will have to get a little bit of something for everything. Now let's get to my second most asked about thing, the cars. All of the cars that I have downloaded are from the same creator on Mod The Sims. They are made by Fresh Prince on Mod The Sims. For example, this 2010 Mustang that I don't even have in my game that I could download right now. The thing that you have to be careful about for cars when you download them is to make sure that you have the mesh included with it. When you don't need to download a separate mesh, it will tell you that this is a new mesh and it's a brand new self-contained object. So you can just download the Ford Mustang and put it into your downloads folder and it'll show up in your cars. As you can see, Fresh Prince has been in the past very prolific. This, for example, has been uploaded on the 27th of April 2009. Man, oh, I'm recording this on the 27th of April 2024. Happy birthday, 2009 Chevy Camaro concept. Oh my god. So yeah, Fresh Prince is unfortunately not active anymore. I don't think so anyway. Oh, well, they've uploaded a house in 2017 for The Sims 4. So why would you upload houses for The Sims 4 on Mod The Sims? What's the use for this? Nobody ever told me this existed. You guys don't understand how much I want a Volkswagen Beetle. I want one. So what the fuck is this? This is for The Sims 3. It replaces a bicycle? This function as a children's bicycle? Okay, I'm getting completely like derailed out here, but what? Oh, the Volkswagen Beetle was for The Sims 3. Well, that's okay. I'll just put it in my Sims 3 game. But yeah, be careful that you download for Sims 2 and not Sims 3. Especially with this creator apparently. But there's a lot of stuff for The Sims 2, especially if you go into older downloads. Like this couch car. Man, they really make anything, huh? Oh! Sorry. Oh my god, the Beetle. I'm alive. I'm fucking alive. Anyway. So with all of that said, I don't think that there's a way that I could actually show you every single piece of CC that I've ever used and like give you a link, as I said previously. We'll move on from the CC and go into the mods. I do have a lot of mods also, but it's a lot easier to like recommend mods and send people the mods you're using because they are a lot more universal to everyone's gameplay. Like if you want a specific feature and there's a mod for it, then you will want that mod, I assume. For mods in particular, I think it is so important to have SimPE downloaded on your computer so that you could make very slight modifications to mods for them to fit to the exact need that you have. For example, with some mods that I have surrounding aging, so how long my lifespans are in game, I actually went into SimPE myself with those mods and changed the values for every life stage so that I would have a custom number of days. There are mods that will have a specific number of days for every life stage that might work perfectly for you, but I have a very specific amount of days that I would like my Sims to have for each lifespan, and so I made that happen for me. Once again, this is the type of thing, if you want to learn how to do it, your best friend is going to be Google. I did not learn to do this out of the blue, and really, once again, I can give recommendations for stuff that you might want in your game, but it's not universal. For example, I cannot recommend community time enough. It is a mod that allows you, when you go to a community lot, to come back to your home lot at the time that you left that community lot instead of the time that you left your home lot. If that, if you've played The Sims 2, you know what I mean. Sounds complicated, but it's really not. It's actually a lot more intuitive now with this mod. I definitely recommend any mods that are there to debug your game. The FFS lot debugger, the Sim Blender, things like that will allow you to solve those little issues in game that you might think sometimes like freak out a little bit. Is that corruption? Oh my god, am I breaking reworking my game. Like sometimes all it needs is a couple clicks on a debugger and it's all good. I also cannot recommend the extended family mod enough. It is a mod that disallows you marrying your first cousin, basically. I have a lot of little tweaks here and there. If you look on like guides to get started on The Sims, you will have a lot of things like you need to download this mod so you don't corrupt your memories. You need to download this mod so people don't become unlinked when you delete their graves and stuff like that. So I don't really bother mentioning those anymore because I assume that anyone who like downloads The Sims 2 on a very legal and reputed website also kind of follows a guide to know how to install it and get it working, because I hear for some people it's difficult. But I would say the trick to finding mods that you really need for your gameplay is to just take a chance and Google Sims 2 I don't know, no more homework. If you think homework is like really annoying, I'm sure if I Google right now, and look, I just found it by someone called Afnerlestvden. That's a nice name. Let me show you the page I'm on. They say, let's be honest, no one enjoys doing homework. It's a tedious and time-consuming task that often leaves us feeling overwhelmed and stressed. And when it comes to The Sims 2, homework can be even more of a headache. So like, they just removed homework with a mod and you can like download it. Basically, know this. Any mod that you might want because of an annoyance you have with the game or just something that you might want to work differently, someone else has thought of that before. Someone else with the know-how to make a mod or the money to like pay someone to make that mod. So take a chance. It has happened to me a couple times that I looked for a mod that did not exist, but pretty often if you voice those concerns out on platforms where the modders hang around, like once again, Tumblr, a couple months later, that mod that you wanted back then might suddenly appear and exist, and now you can use it. It has happened to me a couple times when I was looking for something super specific, and a couple months later, wouldn't you know it, it was available for me. So for example, something that is an annoyance for a lot of players and a lot of people want to mod out is how often the Sims go and pick up the baby to like feed it or cuddle it when it actually doesn't need anything. So there's the no baby harassment mod, a staple. The point of this video is not to scare anyone into never asking me again what mod I'm using or what CC I'm putting on my Sims. The aim of this video is to give you your power back as a consumer of CC and mods for this game. I want people to feel confident enough in what they want to add to their games, what they want to remove from their games. I want you guys to know your playstyles. I want you to know what bothers you before someone points it out. To me, it's part of the game. And if you don't like the process of looking for the stuff that you need, there are plenty of people online who have done such lists where they put literally everything that they use with a quick description of what it does and a link to it. Unfortunately though, I do have a full-time job. Also, I don't have a lot of nice things to say about Pinterest usually, but it does help give you things that are similar to what you're looking for, because a lot of links to images that you can find on Pinterest of mods and CC for The Sims 2 are dead links, but by clicking on a specific image with a dead link, it can like show you things that are similar that you might like, and I find that very helpful. Don't put Pinterest aside in your search for the rare gem that you might be looking for. So yeah, as I am adding the 2 new hairs that I've downloaded for this game into my 422 folder, I will say thank you so much for watching. As always, guys, I love you and I care about you. Please follow me on all of my social medias. They will be linked down below, as well as my Ko-fi if that is something that could interest you, and the link to join our Discord server. Now sleep tight, don't let the butt light bite. Tschüss!